today, students. We'll be considering the topic, this is basic technology, and we'll be considering the topic building. Of course, you are conversant with the word building. Most of you must have heard what the building is either made of. Of course, we are living in buildings. Examples of some of the buildings are your hostels, your classrooms, and other residential or recreational centers. Building is an enclosure made from different materials, either natural or artificial, for the purpose of providing shelter for man. It houses man, not only man, but other, it serves as avenues for storage of other farm produce. It also serves as security for man, just like we said, for shelter. Let's quickly look at the different types of building. We have different types of building. Okay, we have different types of buildings based on how they are constructed, based on the materials used in buildings, based on the design those buildings carry. So here we have the high-rise structure. Because you know the high-rise structure is a building that is mostly used in public places for the purpose the purpose of official functions. We also have the duplex. Duplex is mostly used for residential purposes. Okay. And then we have the bungalow also. It's also used for residential. We have the story building. Okay, these are buildings that they can be high-rise also, but they are into different categories. They can be 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20-story buildings. Okay. Now the next one we are going to look at the building components. Of course, in the building we have different types of components in the building that make up the entire building. So the first of them, or the first one here we have is the foundation. We have the foundation, we have the floor, we have the wall, we have the roof, we have the window, and we have the doors. These are basically the elementary building components that we have, the ones that we are mostly conversant with them. So let's look at the foundation. The foundation, this is the substructure, okay? The substructure that is the building below the earth's surface. It carries the entire building and it evenly spreads the weight of the building on the soil for the purpose of stability. It evenly spreads the weight of the building on the soil. You know, we have different types of soils. We have soils that we have the sandy, the clay, the loamy. So if the foundation of the building is not well constructed, that house may tend to move. There's bound to be movement beneath the foundation or the house. So a very good foundation, a quality foundation, would entail how strong or how durable that building will last. So the following are types of foundations that we have. Just like we said, it depends on the type of the foundation, depends on the type of building to be constructed. So let's look at the common ones, the common types of foundations that we have around. We have the strip foundation, or the strip foundation. We have the white strip foundation. We have the pad foundation. We have the pile foundation. Now, mostly the strip foundation and the white strip foundation are mostly used for residential houses, just like in the case of building duplex, bungalow, and story building. While the pad and the pile, they are mostly used in bridges, in dams, construction, and high-rise structure because of the weight that is required to be carried. Okay, so basically the pad and the pile foundation are used in those areas where high pressure is expected to be exerted. So the second component here we have is the floor. And the floor is constructed after the ground fittings of the building. We commonly call it the basement. Okay, and sometimes has as finish to the wall. So some of the floor that we have, the types of floor that we commonly have around, okay, we have the timber floor, we have the cement screed floor, we have the terrazzo, we have the tiles, we have the rubber, okay, we also have the rubber We have the rubber floor. We also have the different ones. These are the common ones that we have around. Okay, so the timber, commonly as the name implies, timber is made from timber. Okay, the timber is first of all finished. It is seasoned, finished, and then it is designed in such a way that it will suspend the soil or the foundation floor to the surface, such that there shouldn't be population of water to prevent spoilage of the timber. That's from the earth, from the surface of the soil. But then you also have to provide DPC for it. Okay, you have to provide DPC for it. Then the next one we have is the cement screed. Okay, we have the cement screed. Then it's also used, basically we use cement grout in constructing that type of floor. And then we have the terrazzo floor. The terrazzo floor is prepared using the terrazzo machine, where you have your granular chippings. Now these granular chippings are mixed with cement, and then they are poured while the terrazzo machine cuts them and lays. As it does that, it ramps it. Then after that, you wash the cement with the part of the cement grout on it. The next type we have is the tile floor, which is the modern day type of floor construction now, though it's cut seal. So we have the tiles, the marble. They are mostly used also as floor finish. Now they come in different types. They come in different types based on the square meter of the brand of the tile, either the tile or the marble. So the next type of the building component we are going to look at is the wall. The wall forms part of the building. Okay, it serves as enclosure to the building. And then we have different types of floor, type of wall. We have the lateral wall, we have the two-touch wall, we have the racking wall, and then they also serve their function. So these walls are made of different materials. They can be made of blocks, they can be made of bricks, they can be made of timber. It depends on where they are used and for what purpose is that wall supposed to serve. Okay, is it residential? Is it public? Is it for recreational? What is it for? For what purpose? And sometimes it depends on the temperature of that region there. Okay, the type of the wall to be constructed there depends on the temperature. It depends on the weather of that region. So the different materials include bricks, we have timber, we have concrete, we have fiber, we have steel, blocks, and the rest of them.
Okay. So let's look at the next part. We are considering the next building component, which is the roof. So the roof is used in covering the entire building from sunlight and sun rays. We have different types of roofs. Okay, depends on the design of the building. We have the gambrel, we have the hip, we have the gable, we have the flat roof. Okay, they are all different types of roof constructed on a building. Now basically, the gambrel roof is mostly used in recreational centers, recreational buildings, while the hip roof and the gable, they are used mostly on residential buildings. And then the flat is also used, the flat roof is also used in buildings that has to do with either warehouse or stores or buildings purposely built or constructed for keeping of livestock. Okay, so I think basically these are the types of buildings that we have. Now these buildings mostly they have their own materials that are used. Like the gambrel roof, we mostly use the aluminium roof in constructing that type of roof, and then with the metal trusses. Whereas the hip roof, mostly they use the corrugated iron sheet, and then you use timber for the purlines and for the rafters, and then for the noddings. Then the same thing goes with the gable and the flat roof. We also use timber for such purposes.
The next building component is the door and the windows. The doors and the windows, while those provide easy access to the building, okay, they provide easy access to the building, the window provides natural lighting and ventilation through the building. It provides natural lighting and ventilation through the building. So I think we'll now move to building materials. Now, building materials used in building, they are basically into two categories. Okay, they can be primary or secondary building materials. Now we have the primary building materials. We can call them primary or natural building materials. The primary building materials, the natural building materials, these are materials that are gotten within the building environment naturally, as the name implies. That is, those materials that you can get them readily available within the building vicinity. Now, example of them, they include the stones, the grass, the sand, the bamboo sticks, the timber, and the rest of them. So that is why they are called primary or natural building materials. Now, the next category of the building materials we have is the secondary or the artificial building materials. These are building materials that have undergone industrial processes, or they are byproducts, okay, from industries. For example, the cement, the tiles, the steel, the plaster of Paris, the asbestos, the paint, and the rest of them. Now you see the difference between the primary and the secondary building materials is that these secondary building materials have undergone industrial processes. Now some of them are byproducts even, okay, some of them are byproducts. While of the natural, or the primary or the natural building materials, they are what? They are naturally gotten. Alright, so I think we've come to the end of our lesson for today, but you still have an assignment to look into. I want you to look at the first one, what is finishing in building. You give me types of finishing materials used in finishing. And then the second one, you list and explain the three basic fittings found on the building. Okay, the ones that are commonly found. And then number 3, what is building maintenance? What is building maintenance? So I think